I mentioned Intel is transforming the game here at GDC, and they are most certainly doing just that. Their exhibit, always one of the busier ones at any trade show that we happen to run across them with. And we're delighted to have Jay Gilbert from Intel joining us right now in the Intel exhibit. Jay, welcome into tomorrow. How are you?
Great, Dave. Thanks for having me here.
Well, thanks for having us as well, because there's so much going on in the Intel exhibit. We thought, wouldn't it be appropriate to get you to tell us what's happening here, a lot of buzz being created, and then let's show on our video into tomorrow.com for the highlight video from GDC, if you're listening on the radio at the moment, and you'll see the kind of stuff that Jay's talking about. So how is it that you guys are transforming the game?
Wow, Dave, that's a big question. You know, as Intel, representing Intel, we have an amazing array of platforms, software development support, software development platforms. We are a very broad-based company showcasing all sorts of solutions for developers and for end users and consumers for that matter. So that's a mighty big question. Where do you want me to start, Dave?
Well, and very good point, because being the Game Developers Conference, there's a lot of people that depend on you and the folks here at Intel that are looking for some assistance, some input, some networking opportunities. You have more partners than I think there are exhibitors here that are into gaming, but that makes it very cool too. There's so many people you guys are working with.
Exactly, and you know, we integrate with them at multiple levels. For instance, in our developer zone right behind me, we offer code support, developer technical resources that you can call in. We offer online technology support. We offer business development, co-marketing. We have our theater behind us where you can learn about all the latest technologies, whether it's products, middleware, software, platforms, integration, you name it, we've got it. And that spans the gamut from cell phones, tablets, notebooks, two-in-ones, workstations. I could go on and on.
That of course we would expect Intel to be there and all of these things. You mentioned things though like coding. Maybe to some of our audience as general public for the most part, the consumer, coding what? What does that mean? Secret codes or what is coding as it relates to folks that are developing games?
Sure, great point, because you know, when you're coding on a cell phone, it's really completely different than coding on a workstation or a laptop or a notebook. And for each one of those platforms, Intel offers a very powerful tool chain to support developers. So that if your expertise is in one operating system, maybe it's an Apple operating system or a Android operating system, a Windows operating system, or even some of the others like Linux and the open source platforms, Intel has a tool chain to support you and your coding needs. So it's very broad-based, very powerful.
So we're talking about programming coding and the fact that this can get very complicated sometimes, especially as you mentioned, whether it's for a smartphone as a small device on up to tablets and everything else, you really need some help, and that's where the Intel folks come in.
Absolutely, and so it's not just, you know, we're here to sell you some tool and go off and have a nice day. It's all about the back-end support after the purchase or in some cases the free tools that we offer, where you get the technical expertise you need to answer your questions as a software developer. Because many things are platform specific, you know, the screen size, the wireless integration, the different environments that you might be building your back-end infrastructure with. So we offer all sorts of support along those lines.
And the cool thing for us consumers, us end users, if you will, game players in this case, is that many times folks don't really care what goes into it, but just know that it works and that they're immersing themselves in an awesome game one way or the other, be it a mobile device or otherwise, and loving it. It's because of all this back-end support.
Right. And we also offer coding support for different levels of programming expertise. So if you're more of a hardcore programmer and you want to program what we call down to the metal, you can do that. You can program in assembly, C, C++, all sorts of scripting languages, but if you're at the higher level and you've just got a great idea and you want to bring it to market, hey, we have HTML5 tools that make your programming simple. Really.
Love it. Now let's talk about some of the kiosks here in your exhibit this year at GDC, because there are so many things that people are just gathered around and want to have their chance to experience. What are some of the standouts that you know are just getting a lot of buzz here at GDC?
Yeah, well actually you pulled out a great word, experience, because we've really upped our game this year on experiential outbound marketing to our developers. So behind me in the booth, you'll see our photo booth. If you want to, do a little social media, take your picture with some props, and then get it up that, hey, I'm on social media at the Intel booth at the Game Developer Conference, this is the place to go. If you want to sit back and have some fun with the large form factor all-in-one devices and play a rockin' game and just have a great time, we got it here. We've got up to 42-inch all-in-one tables down to 18-inch that you can have a cool gaming experience and learn about what's new and trending. And then in our theater, of course, all sorts of technical expertise come and talk to you and educate you, the developer, about what's new in next generation platforms.
One of the kiosks, if I can call it that, I hope that's appropriate, one of the workstations or demo stations is the Intel RealSense technology. And when folks walk away from that, we've been seeing them say, now that's cool. And this is adding natural user interface to your games. How would you describe that to our audience?
Well, that's been one of the holy grails of computer programming, especially games being so interactive. People are maturing beyond mice and buttons, and they want to take it to the next level, right? RealSense is that, and it's this ability to stand back with a camera tracking your interactions with these games and giving you a completely immersive, different experience than ever before. And we've made that a product with an easy-to-use software development kit, an SDK, for the programmer that allows easy integration of new games or easy upgrades for existing games. So really a powerful tool set that integrates seamlessly with our tool chains and gives you, everything you need as a programmer.
And you talk about games getting a lot of attention. One of the things, again, right behind you, if you're listening on the radio, have no fear, visit intotomorrow.com, look for the highlight video from GDC, and you'll see Jay and all these cool things we're talking about. But Total War, Rome 2, now touch-enabled.
Yes, so real popular. Normally there's, I can't look behind me right now, but usually there's a line behind me playing that game. And it's a first of its kind where existing game, we work with the developers very closely to upgrade their interface. So now on a tablet right behind me, it's a Core i5 or a Core i7 platform. You can, touch the screen and interact with your armies and defend your turf or be an aggressor. It's just amazing.
It's a whole different aspect when you're able to do touch-enabled gaming now than you had been used to, perhaps. And people say, yeah, but I do games on my smartphone or my tablet and I touch them all the time. Well, that's not what we're talking about. You're really immersing yourself with these games, doing some really unique things, right?
Right. It completely moves away from the mouse experience or the buttons and gets you interacting with your, in this case, the armies, your generals, your resources on the battlefield, and makes you part of the experience. And that's really what it's all about. It's that whole next level.
Well, Jay, we don't want to keep you from your armies because you've got a whole lot of folks here showing all this cool stuff. We thank you for setting the stage in this hour of the broadcast and letting us know what we're seeing here at the Intel exhibit. Again, reminding folks, see the video and you'll look at all the cool stuff that Jay's talking about. Thank you, Jay Gilbert.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
And Intel.com for more. You'll see what Jay and his team are up to on a very regular basis when you visit Intel.com. And of course, IntoTomorrow.com will get you to his site and all of our guests here at GDC 2014. I'm Dave Graveline. More from Into Tomorrow from San Francisco at the Game Developers Conference after this on the Advanced Media Network.